welcome to NG Fishing. You join me today out on the bank. There's no one else here, which is great. It does make it easier for filming. No one else here as of yet. And in this video, I'm going to show you a little secret that it's something that I've done a long time ago, but actually don't see much about it now, and that's adding liquids into your ground bait. This will give you a massive edge. Also, what I've got in this bucket here, my bait for today, seriously is an edge this time of year. So let's get into it. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about peg number 1's Superfine F1 Dark. A really nice fine ground bait, especially this time of year. We've just had lakes freezing. They're sort of frozen back now. It is cold. You can see by the sky it's still not great. It's still miserable. A ground bait like this, super fine ground bait, will seriously give you the edge. Let's chuck some of this in the bucket. So I'm not gonna make loads of today because just because they're not gonna feed so much. So I've got myself a small 1 pint bait tub, so I'm probably just gonna make 2 pints of ground bait up. Let's chuck that in the big bucket. What you'll see there, guys, I'll show you now up at the camera. It's super fine mix. Look at that. There are some big clumps in it. There are some little big bits of seed, but we'll sort them ones out. Right, straight in the bucket. Now this is the secret, guys. Just making sure no one's around me because I don't want anyone else knowing. Liquid. This is the boy. This is the F1 Mayhem pellet soak. This is the original one. They also do a dark one. So if the water was gin clear, stick the dark one in. It just helps darken that ground bait off. But let's add some of this in there. It's a really nice, sweet smell. Just give it a good splash. I don't make the whole mix with the flavour. Give it a good dose in to get that ground bait started, basically. What that does as well is there's lots of sweeteners in this ground bait, and that's doing the same thing, doing the same smell, so it just brings them to life, really. Little yellow tinge on that. Lovely little edge, just something a little bit different, especially in this coloured water. Okay, then we're just going to add a bit of lake water as well, just to get it right. Little bits, guys, little bits. Any of you who've seen my videos before, just keep adding little bits of water. Now this ground bait will take a lot of water, so you want it that sort of building sand consistency. Still a bit more water in there. There you go. So people will say that's over wet. Trust me, this is going to come back lovely. So what you can see when you mix the bowl, I don't know if you can see it on my hands, but you can see the oils, the betaine liquids. There's in these pellet soaks. There's lots of there's oils, fish oils, betaine. There's all good stuff in there, and it just gives you an edge, because this time of year, you know, it's something that actually we've forgotten in our match fishing. You know, carp fishermen go mad for liquids this time of year, and actually for a long time we used to add liquids into our water and then into the ground bait, but you don't see any of it on social media or anything anymore. And actually liquids are a massive edge, because those liquids in that ground bait, you can see it starting to sort of all absorb in there now. Those liquids in their ground bait are going to be coming off, and then the other attractors in there are going to be coming off. It's just going to make it lovely stuff. So we'll leave the bucket, put the bucket to one side. I'll get the rest of the gear set up, and then we'll riddle it. So, ground bait's been sat for 10 minutes. A bit clumpy, but it's all absorbed all that water in there. So I'll transfer it into my ground bait bowl. When I've got the big bucket with me, it's always easier to put it into your ground bait bowl, then riddle into the big bucket. Because these riddles, so this is the Presta riddle, it's a 3 milli riddle, they sit in these big buckets perfectly. So we'll take the ground bait, get it all in there. work it all through, work it all through. And it is a super fine mix, guys. It is a super fine mix. There just are some slightly big sort of seeds in there. So the idea, we're using the 3 mil as well, so I want it to be as fine and as fluffy as possible. So just keep working that through. The smell is unreal. It's so sweet but not overpowering. You probably can hear those seeds going against the, so if you look there, see there's some seeds there, drop them in the edge. Okay, and then look at that lovely fluffy, put it back in the ground bait bowl. So what's going to sit on by me on my box. Look at that, lovely fine. It's like this, the liquid using the yellow just gives you that little gold tinge. If you use the dark, just darkens it off a bit. I really like this colour this time of year. I like this colour all times of year, to be honest with you. And the water's quite murky, so actually I like a bit of colour in my ground bait. If it was clear, definitely, guys, get on the F1 dark. If the water's clear, the F1 dark liquid in there just darkens that off a bit. Let's get on the box, let's get some fish. There we go, guys. First fish on the method feeder today. Fishing with the F1 ground bait, with the F1 liquid like I showed you. Let's slip this one back in the water. Let's get that method feeder back out there, see if we can get some more. Oh, this fish is really cold. There we go, guys. There we go, guys. Great way to finish a session. Check out our Facebook page for the latest offers on all the Peg #1 baits, and obviously the NG fishing baits as well. Let's slip this one back. If you've got any questions, guys, put them in the comments below. Until the next time, enjoy your fishing.